Hi, you are joining me on an absolutely stunning afternoon, late afternoon in the Brecon Beacons National Park. We are hiking towards Cairn Pica for a wild camp at about 710 meters, so about 2,200 odd feet I think, or 2,300 feet. And finally, I'm going to test my less than 100 pound 4-season wild camping setup. So that's a tent, a backpack, a sleeping bag, a sleep mat and a sleep pillow. Although, as you'll see when we start pitching the tent, when I show you what gear I've got for that money, I've actually got 2 sleep mats all for under £100. So I've got double the sleep mats to improve the R rating and give me a bit more warmth. So we got a wind forecast of about 20 to 30 mile an hour winds tonight. So not a storm, but should be a decent test for the tent anyway. To give us a bit of context where we're camping tonight, over there in the distance you can see Cairn Pica and Pen Van. So that's to the west of us, and we're gonna follow the path along the edge of this ridgeway, follow it round to the right, follow it right the way around to the point over there, then take a left and there's Cairn Pica on the other side of there. My biggest concern with this less than 100 pound setup was the weight. I was worried it's going to be really heavy, but actually the whole backpack comes in at 5.8 kilos. Now I haven't got any real food. I've got a couple of flapjacks and sort of fruit bars and stuff, but I've got no cooking stove or anything like that. Had brunch at about 11 o'clock, so I won't be hungry tonight. And I'm trying to lose weight, so I don't want to be packing back with too much food. Got limited water. Have got a hip flask with some amaretto in it, just as an emergency warm drink, just in case. But actually, the weight's pretty good. The heaviest thing by far is the sleeping bag. The sleeping bag's an absolute beast, well over 2 kilos, really bulky. But the tent is really small and light. It's a sil nylon, so really good quality bit of kit, packs down small and is light. Sleep mats aren't too bad either, and the sleep pillow is a piece of tat from Tesco's, so it doesn't weigh very much at all. But it is feeling quite heavy on the back, just because I've done so much day hiking lately with a tiny 12 litre pack. Having the full camping gear has not been a joy at all. So the path we've taken snakes around the side of the escarpment there. A couple of groups of people. Beautiful views and beautiful colours. So we're aiming to get over there. Beneath those crags is the crash site of a World War II bomber. I think it was a Wellington. So there's a memorial down there. But we need to snake up over the top there. And that's Warren Leader, just over a 730 metre mountain over there. So we're going to camp on the other side of that, hopefully. Just gone 4 o'clock. Temperature's dropping rapidly now, especially here in the shade. A bit more wind come up through the valley as well, so it's definitely getting cold. So I think I'm going to pop another layer on because we've done most of the hard ascent now, so I can't see myself getting too hot again. But yeah, we got about 34 minutes before sunset, but because it's quite clear still, there should be a decent amount of twilight as well, so there should be plenty of time to pitch a tent and show you the £100 setup. Well, the sunset is absolutely stunning. The conditions are beautiful. A light bit of wind here, a bit stronger at the peak of the valley, but it's absolutely stunning. Lots of snow up here now, in a higher part now, over 720 metres at the moment. Plus it seems to be a bit more shaded up here during the day. Hasn't got as much direct sunlight on it, so the views I was tempted to turn around and camp over the other side to get the sort of sunset views of Pen y Fan and Cairn because they're looking absolutely stunning in this light. But now I can see Cairn Pica in the distance in front of me, and I can see all of the Black Mountains, which I will show you, and the Sugarloaf, and there's low-lying cloud in the valley as well. Ash Valley seems to get that a lot. I don't know if it's because of the river or not, but I was kind of hoping there'd be some interesting clouds, and they certainly are. It's just, what an absolutely stunning evening for it. Couldn't have asked for anything more. The only shame is this cloud is coming in, and so it's going to be cloudy tomorrow, so I'm not sure if we're going to wake up to many or any views, but I should certainly drink them in for as long as possible tonight because it is an absolute stunner. So we've got some lower lying cloud in the valleys, and then that is the Black Mountains, so the eastern Brecon Beacon Mountains, and then over there, just visible in the mist, is the Sugarloaf, and straight ahead, just over the little ridge, is Cairn Pica. Cairn Pica. not a very slick pitch. Wind kept changing directions. Ground was really frozen. Some places were just solid ice. I couldn't even break it with my boots. So yeah, going to be an interesting night. People have said that they've wild camping before, and I've seen photos of tents pitched, but when I got here, the ground was just really bad. So I'm not quite sure where they pitched. From the photos, it looked like they pitched around here, but just having looked inside the tent now, it looks absolutely horrific. Massive pits and divots and dents. So, well, it's not moving now. Let's just get the inner up and get out of this wind. It's absolutely freezing. It's now 7:10. I did a bit of reading, had a couple of swigs of amaretto, had a couple of my fruit bars, which are really nice actually. The wind is getting up quite a lot. The forecast is now from about sort of 27 to 40 mile an hour winds up here. So pretty substantial. And I'm quite conscious this tent could be as old as me, and I'm only 42 this year. So yeah, it's going to be a good test for it. So far, fingers crossed, it seems absolutely fine. Bit of wobbling going on, but it's you know, it should be a really solid, really good tent. You know, I'm not up here in, you know, my $9.99 little tent with a fiberglass pole and stuff that would fall apart and single skin. So it should be okay. Extremely cold. I have had to make an executive decision because my legs were getting cold, my feet were getting cold. I'm wearing my Nordis down slippers, which at £22 I think they're still a budget item. They are really warm normally, really good, but my feet were getting cold, my legs were getting cold. My upper body was okay because I've got extra layers up here. But I've got out the extra sleep mat. I've got the extraverse sleep mat on top now. I think that's got an R rating of like 1.7, so add 1.7 onto the 3.8 and you get the combined R rating. So I feel that I was warm. The top of the sleeping bag was quite warm and stuff, but the cold coming up from the snowy ground was just too much for the helium by itself. So I've doubled up my sleep mat, and I think that's made an instant improvement. I think my legs already can feel that there's a lot more insulation underneath my body now, so that's really good. So yeah, a lot of people say, you know, sleep mat is such a huge, important part of the sleep system, and yeah, absolutely agree. I could feel it straight away through the sleeping bag that it wasn't going to be enough. So still within the £100 budget, but obviously 2 sleeping mats is not an ideal solution for you know, but I guess my bag was only 15.8 kilos, so it's not like the end, you know, it's not like absolutely stupid weight. So I've got my OEX down jacket on underneath now as well, so I've added an extra layer on there. Yeah, I feel much better now, but you can really hear the wind. It's starting to get the tent to battering. But I did double peg the main guiding out points. And the tent has got a lot of pegging points around the bottom as well, so it should be okay. And I managed to get them all into the ice. So I will at some point pop out, have a check around the tent, do a bit of filming of it and stuff. but I'm just going to chill out in the tent for as long as possible really. I'm going to try and combine it with if I get out for a wee, I'll get out and do some filming and stuff, but it's it doesn't sound too pleasant out there. It's cold enough in here, it must be absolutely bitter outside. And when the cloud moves over, it's actually going to get slightly warmer as well, so I think this is probably the coldest point of the night. But yeah, so I'm going to retreat back, zip up the doors again, and see if this extra sleep mat's can make a big difference to me. Well, tent's all packed away, gear's all packed away, left no trace as usual apart from a tiny bit of yellow snow. It is pretty chilly up here still, but I think the cloud cover is going to warm things up a little bit. It's just if you're facing onto the wind, it's going to be pretty chilly. So we're not going to walk back via the river and waterfalls just because I want to get back home and have a day with the family. So if I go that way, it's going to be a bit of a tough walk, and I'm going to be taking want to be taking loads of photos and films of the waterfalls and stuff. So it's going to go back the way I came, which will also give us some good views of Cairn Pica, Brecon, etc. in the morning light. So I figured take advantage of that, get back to the car. Plus, if I did the riverway, I got to drop down to it, and it's lower than where I parked, so I've got to walk then back up to where I parked, and I just don't fancy that this morning, so gonna go the lazy way. But what an absolutely stunning sunrise. When the forecast was for cloud, you never know what you're gonna get. You never know if you're gonna get zero views, or like this morning, perfect sunrise, bouncing back off the clouds, just absolutely stunning. So yeah, it makes it all worthwhile, and I'm plenty warm enough now. As soon as you start moving, body temperatures go straight up, and I've still got my thermal leggings on and stuff just to keep the wind chill away. So yeah, I could do a bit more filming now of some of the nice mountains and stuff, and yeah, get out to the car as quick as I can. It is an absolutely stunning day, just absolutely beautiful conditions, much more sheltered in this part of the mountain as well, so it hasn't been very cold either. I mean, it's cold, don't get me wrong, but not that biting wind that goes straight through you. My hands this morning when I was out in my fingerless woolen gloves setting up the time lapses, shooting footage and stuff, they were absolutely frozen. Got back in the tent and just spent 5 minutes trying to warm them up because they were getting quite painful. So yes, it's appreciated when the wind settles down like this. But the views, the colours, the mist in the South Wales valleys that's visible from up here, all of it just really breathtaking. It has been a fantastic camp. It really has been. And it does go to show that you can get out for not a great lot of money, because even if you had upgraded a few of those things like I camped in last night, you've still been looking at a lot less than £200 for a really comfortable and safe camp. The key thing is having a good tent, and I have got a lot of good tents for less than 50 quid. I've got a lot of good tents for less than 25 quid. So it can be done if you're patient, if you keep searching, if you keep checking. So I do recommend people do try and buy used wherever possible and stuff. Do search out those bargains, because they are definitely out there, and you can camp and enjoy this kind of experience for a lot less than you might imagine. If you've made it this far, a huge thanks as always for watching. Huge thanks for all the support on the channel, for all the encouragement, all the comments, all the constructive feedback. It is really appreciated. It makes a big difference to have people getting in touch and getting engaged. So I'm gonna drop back down shortly to the car. So I'm going to do a little bit more footage of that, which I'll probably put in before this final bit to camera. But yes, a great camp. I look forward hopefully to a final blast of winter at some point before spring hits. If so, I'll be back out in my more expensive gear, and I'll do a bit of a compare and contrast as to the kind of comfort you can experience with slightly better gear. Anyway, huge thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.